Very good afternoon to everyone. I'm once again live on Facebook to discuss one small amendment, proposed amendment in Budget 2020 in section 115A. Hope you guys are joining me and must be watching me live, hopefully. So let me start. Let me start reading the memorandum explaining the bill. So what it says, exempting non-residents from filing of income tax return in certain conditions. Once again, it is being sold as that the government wants to give relaxation to non-resident for filing a return of income. So one of the para of that memorandum says, while the current provisions of section 115A of the Act provide relief to non-resident from filing of return of income, where the non-resident is not liable to pay tax other than the TDS which has been deducted on the dividend or interest income, the same relief has not been extended to non-resident whose total income consists only of income by way of royalty or FTS of the nature as mentioned in point B above. Representations have been received to extend this benefit to royalty and FTS income as well. Now, what they're saying that the government has received representation for extending the benefit in case non-residents are earning income from royalty or FTS, that the benefit is that they should be allowed not to file return of income, as the relaxation is available in case of when non-resident. But interestingly, apparently what I feel that now it is not a relief at all. Rather, the non-residents would be required to file returns in India, and they would be filing it more. So the compliance burden, if you ask me, has gone up. It has not come down. Why it has gone up? Let's see. So what they have done, they have made an amendment in clause B of subsection 5 of 115A. So what it reads before the amendment, subsection 5 before the amendment was plain and a simple section, which was, it shall not be necessary for an assessee referred to in subsection 1 to furnish under subsection 1, section 139 a return of his income if his or his total income in respect of which he or it is assessable under this act during previous year consists only of income referred to in clause A of subsection 1, that is dividend or interest, and the tax deductible at source under the provision of chapter 17B has been deducted from such income. So basically what they were saying earlier, that if your income is in the nature of dividend or interest and the TDS has been deducted in the chapter of the TDS, that is 17B, then you need not file return in India. Now what the amendment they have made? The amendment which they have made is in part B, in clause B, what they're saying, the tax deductible at source under the provision of part B of chapter 17 has been deducted from such income, and the rate of such deduction is not less than the rate specified under clause A, as the case may be clause B of subsection 1. So what is the implication? The rate prescribed in 115A for dividend is 20% or for interest is 20%. And now let's say your client wants to take a treaty benefit and the rate in treaty is 10% and he furnishes tax residency certificate to you. So while giving 15 CB or while deducting a tax, what is the TDS rate that you are going to apply? Certainly you will going to apply 10% TDS rate and you will going to issue the 15 CB. But it means that the TDS which is deducted or the tax which is deducted is less than the rate prescribed in section 115A. Because in 115A, the rate is 20%, whereas the rate at which you have deducted is 10%, which means now the relaxation of filing of return is not there. So now he needs to file a return. So wherever this will happen, wherever the rate prescribed in the Act 115A is lower, is higher than the rate at which tax has been deducted, in that case, the non-resident now is required to file return in India. Now let's take another example. Let's say you are making a remittance, you are making a payment to the US client, to your US client, and there is a make available clause in the US treaty. Now, as per the definition of the Act, the payment qualifies to be fee for technical services. But as per the treaty, the payment does not qualify as fee for technical services, which means by opting for a treaty benefit, the non-resident would like you to not to deduct TDS or not to withhold any tax. And very rightly, you are not withholding any tax. You are making a payment to non-resident without deducting any tax. Now the question comes whether he needs to file a return. Yes, now he needs to file a return in India, because the amendment says, if someone is not observing the tax rate which is given in 115A, he will not get the benefit of filing. He will not get the benefit for not filing the return in India. So which means now the compliance burden has gone up. Earlier, when we used to pay dividend to the non-resident, that dividend was was non-taxable because of the dividend distribution tax and 115O and 1034 or 1035. But now the dividend has become taxable, and now if the companies are not withholding tax at the rate of 20%, they are withholding at a lower rate, let's say 10% or a 5%, depending upon the treaty. It simply means now non-resident needs to file return in India. There could be more cases. Let's say, for example, UAE. UAE does not have FTS clause, fee for technical service clause, in their treaty, which means when I'm making payment to UAE, it would be classified as business income and not FTS. Now, under the treaty, we have FTS clause, but not under the UAE treaty. So I may not be withholding the tax because in absence of P of UAE, I will not going to withhold tax, which is very correct position. No harm in this, but now there is a burden on non-resident to file return in India because taxes are not withheld as per the provision of 115A. So my humble submission on this is government trying to sell it as a relaxation to non-resident, that now their compliance burden would be less. I am personally of the view, because of the amendment which I just discussed, I think the compliance burden has seriously gone up, and now you need to be very careful when you are dealing with your non-resident guys, either making a payment in the form of royalty, FTS, dividend or interest. You need to flag them off that, boss, hey, look, I have deducted your tax lower than what is prescribed in 115A, and now you must file your return in India. Thank you, friends. Hope you like this video. Keep in touch. I will keep coming with more small sessions or more technical sessions on direct taxes. Thank you. And if you want me to cover any specific provision, do let me know. Thank you.